Hi everyone. So our video this week is called Building Bridges by Andrea Davis Pinkney. So our purpose is Bibi and her grandmother are fighting about Bibi's future. Find out what each one wants. At first, Mama Lil said it plain and simple. No. Then, like always, she spoke her full mind. Bibi, get that backward idea out of your head. That grit work or hard manual work ain't no place for you. And besides, I ain't never heard of no girls be doing that. You need to be getting yourself a real summer job, something civilized. So she wants her to have a better job that's not like hands work. Mama Lil pushed her breakfast plate aside and took a final drag on her cigarette. And don't ask me again about signing that permission paper, she said. I ain't going to be the only one who allows you to take part in such foolishness. I leaned back in my kitchen chair, my arms folded tight. The chair's vinyl stuck to my skin, taping itself to the place where my t-shirt scooped down in the back. It was as if, like Mama Lil, the chair wanted to hold me in its clutches. So she was stuck to the chair, just like she felt stuck with Mama Lil. I'd been living with Mama Lil since I was 6, when my own mama and daddy were killed in an apartment building fire. Lillian Jones was my mom's mother. Everybody on our street called my grandmother Mama Lil, and that's what I called her too. Mama Lil and I had been butting heads ever since I could remember, and the older I got, the more at odds we were. So they were always fighting. That's butting heads. They are always fighting, and they always disagree. She thought I weighed too much and dressed badly. I thought she smoked too much and overdid it with her fake gold chains. Time after time, she'd ask me, how you ever gonna land a decent man with them chunky arms and those t-shirts that put your navel on parade? No self-respecting 17-year-old should be letting it all hang out like that. But then, too, I had a sister-to-sister connection to Mama Lil that not many kids had with their grandmas. I was Mama Lil's only true family, and she was the only true real parent I had. If I ever left her, she'd have nobody, and if she passed on, I'd be alone in the world. For weeks, I'd been asking Mama Lil to let me join the youth renovation team. So renovation means to repair, fix, and rebuild something. It was a group of kids that had been chosen by city officials to work with engineers to help repair the Brooklyn Bridge. The project would last the summer and pay good money. It would help me get to college, where I wanted to study engineering. But Mama Lil wasn't having it. To her, I was stooping to a bunch of low-down mess work. Truth be told, Mama Lil was scared of something she didn't know. She hardly ever left our neighborhood in Brooklyn. To her, the Brooklyn Bridge was a mystery. And I think that deep down, Mama Lil was afraid something bad would happen to me, the same way it happened to my mama and daddy. Also, Mama Lil couldn't read or write very well. I read most of her mail to her and helped her sign her checks. The 2-page consent form that she had to sign, giving me permission to work on the bridge project, was a challenge to her pride. So Mama Lil doesn't want to sign the paper because she can't read it. Then there was the fact that I would be the only girl working with the bridge crew. If God had meant you to do a man's work, he would have made you a man, she said. All these strikes, or all these things, stood against me ever getting to work on that bridge. But the biggest obstacle of all, the thing that made Mama Lil the most stubborn, was my dream of becoming an engineer. Mama Lil didn't fully understand what an engineer was. I tried to explain it to her. I'd shown her my sketchbook full of drawings of city structures and machines. But Mama Lil didn't know any engineers. She'd never seen one at work. And to make matters worse, She'd asked her friends down at Rimley's beauty parlor about engineering. They'd convinced her that I was heading down the wrong path, so she's doing the wrong thing. Ain't no black woman doing no engineering, she said. Engineering, I'd corrected. In some respects, Mama Lil was right. It was true that there weren't many black women engineers. I knew from the get-go, or from the start, that if I hoped to become an engineer, my road ahead would be lonely and hard. But I wanted to build bridges more than anything. A week passed, a week of Mama Lil and I not speaking about the bridge project or the permission form. It was due, signed by her, in 4 days. That's when the renovation was supposed to begin. On the Saturday night before the project was to start, Mama Lil did something that got me real mad. She brought home a summer job application from Rimley's beauty parlor. "BB, I went and done you a big favor," she said. "Vernice Rimley needs somebody to sweep hair and clean her sinks. She can't pay you nothing to start, but you'd get a heap, or a lot, of training. By next summer, you'd be doing perms and manicures and getting tips on top of a regular salary. And you could even bring your paper tablet. You could draw during your breaks." Mama Lil put the application down on the coffee table. "BB, if you put your mind to it, you could be awfully good at doing hair. Give it a chance, child," she urged. So Mama Lil is saying, if you really try, you could be really good at doing hair. Just give it a chance. My forehead and upper lip grew moist with the sweat that anger brings on. "Mama Lil," I began, "look at me." But Mama Lil lit a cigarette. She inhaled, then closed her eyes to release a stream of smoke. "I'm enjoying my cig, BB," she said. "It tastes better with my eyes closed." I leaned in the doorway, my anger rising. "Mama Lil, your eyes are always closed. Closed to seeing me," I said. "I don't want to spend my summer sweeping hair. The bridge is where my heart's at. The bridge is what she really wants to do, Mama Lil." She was doing her best to tune me out. "Yeah, that's right," I said, my voice strained with frustration. "Try to make me and my dreams disappear, like your puffs of smoke." So she's really angry. She can barely speak. Right, and this is a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, where BB wants to work. Mama Lil opened her eyes. They looked weary, and her expression looked pained. She sighed. "BB, I'm an old woman. I don't have many of my own dreams to go after." Her voice trailed off to silence. Then her face softened. For the first time ever, I saw Mama Lil's eyes fill with regret. "What little bit of dreaming I got left in me," she said, "I'm putting to you." Mama Lil let out a heavy breath. Then she admitted what we'd both known all along. "Your dreams are the kind that'll take you away from here, BB. They'll take you away from your Mama Lil." I shrugged. Mama Lil said, "That's an upsetting truth, BB. It makes my heart hurt every time I think on it." So Mama Lil is really sad when she thinks that BB's gonna leave her. "Mama Lil, I gotta find my way," I said slowly. "If that bridge renovation wasn't tapping on my soul, I'd go ahead and sweep hair down at Rimley's." For once, Mama Lil was looking into my face, hearing my words. "Let me go, Mama Lil. Let me dream," I pleaded, or I begged, softly. Mama Lil sat still as a statue, so she didn't move. I reached into my pocket to find the bridge project consent form. I folded it and set it on the coffee table, next to the application from Rimley's. "Mama Lil," I said carefully, "if you don't sign this. If you won't sign it, I'll sign it myself. I've been helping you sign checks and letters for years now. I can sign your name on this consent form. Nobody will know the difference." The next morning, I awoke to the smell of ham coming from the kitchen. My clock said 5:36, and the bridge renovation crew was scheduled to meet at 7 o'clock. I threw on my t-shirt and jeans and grabbed my sketchbook. "Hey, Mama Lil," I said, entering the kitchen. Mama Lil peered at me over the top of her narrow glasses. Glasses she wore only for reading. "Sit, Bibi. Your ham's ready," she said. I shrugged and slid into my chair. The hands on the kitchen clock were settling on 6 o'clock. Mama Lil served both our plates. She sat down across from me and started eating. She was acting like it was any other morning. She chatted on about her late-night comedy show and the pigeons that nested on the ledge of her bedroom window. I was certain she'd done away with the consent form for the bridge project and was doing her best to ignore the whole thing. I ate in silence. I was wondering if the bridge crew leader would let me onto the project without assigned permission. I'd have to leave for the site soon if I wanted to get there on time. I finished my last bite of ham, then I said firmly, "Mama Lil, I'm going to the bridge." "I know, Bibi," she said. That's when Mama Lil reached into the pocket of her house dress and pulled out the consent form. "You're going to need this," she said, sliding the papers across the table. I unfolded the form, which had become worn and crumpled, but Mama Lil hadn't signed it. It was the same as it had always been. Mama could see the upset pinching at my face. "Now hold it, Bibi," she said. "Don't be so quick to put that down in the mouth expression." So right now Bibi is angry, and she looks angry. "But you didn't sign the form, Mama Lil." "Calm down, child." Mama Lil's tone was solid. She said, "You're jumping out the gate too fast." So Bibi is too quick at making conclusions. "The project's going to start without me," I snapped. Mama Lil's eyes looked red, tired. So her eyes are very red because she's tired. "I've been up most of the night, Bibi," she said. "I've been thinking, praying, and trying my best to read that permission paper. They sure got a whole bunch of words on that thing just to say I'm going to let you fix a bridge." I could feel my whole body fill with relief. So Bibi feels happy. She feels at peace. Mama Lil said, "I may not know how to read that good, but I do know I ain't supposed to sign something I ain't fully read." Mama Lil pushed her glasses up on her nose. They were speckled with dots of grease, so they were kind of dirty, that had sprung from the hot ham skillet. "Will you help me read the permission paper, Bibi?" she asked. "Will you help me understand what it's saying to me?" I slid my chair to Mama Lil's side of the table. Together, we read the consent form. When we were done, Mama Lil took a pen from her house dress pocket. So she was wearing like a dress and it has a pocket. She held it awkwardly and signed the form with her crooked handwriting. She gave her signature a good looking over. Then she folded the form and pressed it into my hand. "Bibi, that bridge is lucky to have you," she said. I hugged Mama Lil good and hard, then I got up to go. I smiled big right at her. "Yeah, it is," I said.